God damn. Literally right before my camera stand fell. My phone stand fell. Okay, wait. There. Now you can hear it. We're gonna continue! Yeah! We're gonna see where we are! I don't know if I get to choose my guy now, or what's going on. Yeah. And then I have to remember how to use a pro controller and not keep pressing B when I mean to. Oh yeah, I forgot they say the words. I mean, they talk. Okay, whatever. I need to check something. Of course, I don't check this. Lavukachi. I don't think this is R-rated. It said teen. But just in case, I was like, wait, I need to check things. Just in case, we're gonna check some things to turn off any R-rated shit. Not that I think we're gonna get to it, honestly. Oh, that's quick save. Oh, that's the menu. That's a shortcut for the menu? Wow, I could have been using that this whole time. Okay.
Sympathy Kiss.
Wait. Did I just... Fuck. That's not what I wanted. We're supposed to load. Fuck. Fuck, we're supposed to load, right? Guys, I swear I know how to play. I just skipped everything. Wow. Why? I end up skipping, but what I really wanted to do was just get the menu. Give me the menu. Menu. There we go. Okay. Fucking Christ. This is what happens when I haven't played, like, dating games in forever. Okay. It was my first weekend since transferring. My glasses are making my eyes look big. Yes, you guys, I wear glasses. It was my first weekend since transferring. I had to finish up some work from the design department. In addition to that, I was learning more about Estarsi from Oe. Saotome was put in charge of planning, while Minato ran the actual platform. Even though Oe's assignment could change, she supported everyone and worked as Tempesty's primary point of contact. Assignment? So she's like, not officially one of us, right? Director Kobase managed everyone and searched for new sponsors. So Saotome is planning, Minato is running, Oe was support, Kobase managed. What the fuck was I doing? My work here was scheduled to begin next week, but I still hadn't decided what type of work I wanted to do. Yeah, I was like, what are we doing? What's our job? Despite being a little late, I finished the rest of my work in the design department. Since there was plenty of time before the last train, I headed to Evergreen instead of going straight to the station. Okay, I will. Hi. Arigatou gozaimasu. Drinks. I'm always down for drinks. I mean, fuck man, I'm just sounding like some horny chick right now. I was hungry, so I told him that I intended to have both dinner and drinks. Futari desu, onegai shimasu. Harahetta desu. I don't know if there's like a nicer way of saying I'm hungry though. Oh, mapo tofu. Hi. Skiritai? I want to try. We get to try some mapo tofu. So that's gonna be our dinner today. I sipped on the drink he served me while I waited for the food. What did we get this time? I'm curious. That's when my eye caught a familiar figure. Oh. I was like, oh, a familiar figure. Are we getting this little pet? Are we getting the pet we are? Hi. Guys. I can't. He's amazing. He's amazing. The man who spoke to me was the one I met at dinner the other night. I remember the woman he was calling him. What?
I sent you the thing. But Nepal's revolution is over, and they just chose their new leader on Discord. They did a Discord poll to choose. Yeah, the Gen Z rebellion is over. They chose their new leader on Discord.
I remember the woman he was with calling him by his name, but I forgot what it was. Can you, like, kind of close my door? Everyone keeps opening it. Thank you. Speaking of which, that woman was nowhere to be seen, and I wondered if he was alone. We get to have some alone time with this man. We get to have some alone time with this man, guys. Oh, look at him. He's so fucking pretty. Ah. Then he sat next to me. Hi, hitori desu. Hanashimashou! Hanashimashou! Bartender was like, no, don't bother her. Stop, don't bother her, bro. As I tried to politely refuse, the manager chimed in. Oh, jeez. Oops. Yeah, this is too much. Guys, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Arigatou gozaimasu, Usui-san. The manager whispered to me apologetically with a shrug. If the manager was keeping an eye on us, I figured it'd be okay to talk to him. Yeah, he's got our back, you know. We're not in a precarious situation. Chrys? Oh, wow. Oh, it doesn't let me talk, okay. Hi. Ah, he's a 22-year-old. God damn, he's so fucking young. He's so young. Oh my god. Tai Nakanori desu. Ka? I guess. I mean, this is the second time we've met, so might as well. Yeah, definitely. I'm an one Why? Why do I always go for the young ones? Why am I always... I wouldn't say, like, attracted to the young ones, but, like... They always end up being young. They're always... Not just that, the younger guys are... Okay, I specifically do not want a younger guy, right? I specifically do not go for younger guys. I do not... I'm like, oh, you're young? Bye. Bye. That's not an option, you know? But these younger guys... I don't know why. They always like me. And then they wear me down because they're always around. And then I'm just like, fuck. Stop. Stop. You're adorable. I can't say no to you. He insisted, so I told him by my name. Chrys LaMort desu. Chrys. Nende. Ah, yeah. No. I'm like 100. Wow, I'm 300. Well, I mean, do I lie to him? Because I am 300 and what? I'm 302? I'm 302 years old right now. I think that age would scare him. Mm. Yeah, just, I'm an One-san. That's all you need to know, bro. I'm just an One-san. As I had suspected, the lady from before must have given him guidance. The fact that she said gave him guidance. There you go. Nevertheless, I told him my age, so I had nothing to hide. Oh, are we? I forget. Yeah, and for your age, you really don't work much. His comment led me to ask him if he was still in school. Yeah, that was the other option, right? Are you still in school? Hold on, I need to move myself. There. Kaede? Yeah, she seems like a hardworking One-san that's trying to get you out of trouble all the time. He is a pet! They did have that relationship. Goddamn, he is her fucking pet. Laundry and clean. Actually, I would, honestly. I would let you stay at my house for that shit. What? Literally just got kicked out for me. For me to have if I wanted, but like, bro. Oh, so what did you do for her to get tired of you? I mean, he was, job-wise, he was just being a house husband. Yeah. Yep, he's a pet. It was exactly as everyone had imagined. Tainaka didn't seem stressed, but if he was kicked out, what would he do? I asked where he was going to go. Doko ni ikimashita? He's really happy-go-lucky. Ah, eh. I was like, does he have money? Apparently he has money. Maybe he does do some part-time job. Goddamn. The life of a pretty boy. Just go do what you want. No hard work. Oh my god, stop saying that! Are you trying to make me feel bad and then be like, Watashi no ie ni ikimasu ka? Hi. As though he didn't have a care in the world, Tainaka left with a smile. I wonder where he was planning to go. Bro can just work at a host club, too. Had my expression really been that obvious? I mean, he is homeless. I do feel bad. Which is bad. But that's how they worm their way into my house. Oh? Ah. Somehow. Like I said, life of a pretty boy. Okay. I wonder if he had any friends to help him, but a more concerning thought weighed on me. Why did he keep falling into this situation? Was there a reason? Yeah, like if everyone's getting bored of him, you know? Or the word bored. That's interesting. So it's not even like, oh, he doesn't do this and all that, I want you out. It's literally, well, nothing. There's nothing to say. Mm. It's pretty much what it sounds like. The situation seemed slightly more serious to me than that, but in the end I decided not to linger on it and continued eating. I departed Evergreen after finishing my last drink. Yeah, see, now I'm like, who do I go for? As I walked to the station, I strolled by signs for local all-night diners and manga cafes advertising sales. Silently, I wondered if Tainaka found a place to stay. And just as I pondered that... he's sleeping outside on the street. I found him sleeping on the street. He was laying on the edge of the street so he wouldn't be in the way of pedestrians. But this was still a very busy area. Yeah, why don't you go a little, like, not in the middle of the streets? There were no park benches to rest on, nor roofs for protection from the weather. Although I wasn't sure if he planned on staying the night here, I worried that he wasn't feeling well. To make sure, I decided to check on him and call his name. He mumbled indecipherable noises. He was fast asleep, and I was relieved that he was safe. The shop door opened and the clerk emerged. Even though it was a complete misunderstanding, I wasn't interested in causing trouble. So I decided to take him with me. Yeah, we're kind of stuck in this situation. I shook Tainaka to wake him up. Tainaka-san! Oh, wake up. Wake up! I can't possibly carry him. This is how he does it. He ends up talking to some woman. Some woman finds him sleeping on the street. She brings him home. Next thing we know, he's living in my house. I tried to pull him to his feet as he slowly opened his eyes. What happened next might have been my fault for rousing him because he was fully awake. We fell over. Tainaka's eyes snapped open. Tainaka. Oh my god! No. Yes, apparently we are. Although he said it with a smile, I didn't see what was funny. I told him all I could do was take him to the police station and explain what happened. Oh my god. Did he understand what I said? I couldn't be sure. Wait, he must not have a lot of possessions either, if he's always going from house to house and he's just sleeping like that. Taking Tainaka's hand, I walked towards the police station. I actually am curious why they always kick him out. He was still so tired that I had to help him walk, and then I ran into a police officer on patrol. I felt bad leaving him with an officer, but it was better than leaving him on the street. Does he just go around telling everybody his information? Inai, right? He keeps everything in a locker. You don't have one. Oh my god, are you giving him my address? Yeah. When did I say that? Excuse me, when did I say that? Then Tainaka hugged me. Seeing this, the officer became suspicious of him. Okay, thank God. Thank God he didn't go like, okay, these two are clearly a fucking couple. He's just like, let me take this girl on away and make sure she's okay. I told the officer about the situation, how we had only met twice and just recently found out each other's names. I explained that Tainaka was misinterpreting my intentions. I would not let him stay at my place. 怒ってない。でも、私の家 You can't stay at my house. でも、俺の帰るところはあなたの家しかないから。家しかない。After that, the officer squinted at us. It was clear that despite my explanation, he thought this was a lover's quarrel. Any further attempts to clarify the situation would have been pointless. I tried to figure out how to get out of the situation. I don't think we can. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I don't know what to do, you guys. Go along with what he says, ignore him and leave. I don't want to bring him home because then he's going to think he can do this all the time. Like, he's being a little arrogant here. But, oops. But, I don't want to just leave him out on the streets either. Motherfucker, I'm weak. You guys, I'm fucking weak. I'm weak. By coming up with a decent cover story, we got away from the officer. Tainaka sighed as we walked away from the police station. Oh my god, you did it on purpose. You motherfucker, you motherfucker, you did this shit on purpose. You tried to make it look like we're a couple. Did you forget I'm the one who brought you to the police? Unlike his lighthearted tone from before, he sounded more sincere now. I almost felt sorry for him when he acted so humble. Yurishitekunai. Kunai! Huh? As he dashed off, he suddenly stumbled and grimaced. Bro, what? He's a fucking puppy dog, you guys. 100% puppy dog. He was right. He looked swollen. Did I accidentally hurt his ankle when I pulled him up? He was drunk. Or is he just saying that? He did have a couple drinks with us at the bar. Still, I knew he didn't have a place to stay tonight, and it was unclear how he got hurt. Leaving him would have meant abandoning an injured person. I suggested that perhaps I could let him stay with me over the weekend. Yeah. Just for the weekend. No more. The weekend. I insisted that it was only for the weekend. Yes. Calm down, boy. Tainaka jumped up and down joyfully. Hold on, this is bothering me. What do you mean, gah? If a jumping made him wince in pain, I scolded him as I crouched to help him back up. Like, seriously, what do you mean? Boy? Boy?
嬉しくてつい本当にありがとう短い間だけどよろしくね
Hi. And that's how I ended up with a near stranger in my house. This is bad. My nose is like itchy constantly, but like this kind of itchiness is like definitely due to allergies. Oh yeah, right. We're waking up and he's in our house. Oh, our house is kind of cute. I like this. Had everything been a dream? Oh, okay. So our room is behind curtains. It's a really small place then. That's what I had. That's what I hoped as I woke up. But there, Tainaka was sleeping on my couch. Ohio.
あなたの部屋なんだか気持ちいいなすっごく居心地がいい
I have nothing to say. He was falling back asleep, but I shook him awake and forced him to go to the bathroom. Bro, I'm taking care of a child. I wanted to prepare breakfast before Tainaka came back, but my refrigerator was empty. I had bread and eggs, but that was not enough for a grown man.
あーさっぱりしたで難しい顔してどうしたの
After coming out of the shower, Tainaka peeked over my shoulder.
朝ごはんの準備中あーもしかして材料が少なくて悩んでたまあ俺そんなに食べる方じゃないからあるもので全然平気だよ
大丈夫？
卵も半分こね
I scrambled the eggs I had and made toast for the both of us.
いただきます
Itadakimasu.
おいしい
It looked like the world fell away to Tainaka as he inhaled his toast. He did not look like a person who had nowhere to go.
え何
You look way too comfortable, bro. I reminded him that he couldn't stay here forever. You can only stay here for the weekend, okay, Tainaka? Weekend! I knew it would be hard for him to find a place without a job, so I suggested he go back to his parents' place. Excuse me? You're Amnesia Boy too? This is the Amnesia character? Hearing something so unexpected made me freeze. Like, yeah, what? I asked if he couldn't go home because he didn't remember his childhood.
そうじゃなくて今朝より前のことは全部
Before today. But you remembered meeting us, and you remember being... Like, you remember living at the house of the other lady.
そうなんでこのうちにいるのかとかここに来るより前は何をしていたのかとかそういうの全部
Huh?
だから実家とか
I'm so confused.
よくわかんないんだよね
I knew he had to be lying. Suddenly I was worried he pretended to have amnesia to stay here forever. I pressed him about how long he'd be here.
滞在期間昨日も言ったけど週明けにはどこか探すよだから土日だけここに置いてほしいな
I'm so confused. What? I'm so confused. His story fell apart the moment he said yesterday. I couldn't help but laugh and poke fun at him for the inconsistency of his story.
あ、その滞在期間は今思い出したんだ。
Uh-huh. Uh-huh, sure. It seemed like he had a reason for not having a place, and I didn't sense any malice from him. Just temporarily, I accepted his lie. The next 2 days were peaceful. Tainaka helped with household chores, like folding laundry and cleaning.
こういうのは結構得意なだった気がする。
Oh, uh-huh, you think? You think, huh? Though I was still bothered by him faking amnesia. Mm-hmm. Before I knew it, Sunday came and went. It wasn't too bad having him around. The amount of household chores he did was so helpful that I started wondering if I should just let him stay. However, I wasn't going to be convinced so easily. When I asked him whether he would leave the next day, he replied,
とりあえず明日仕事でしょ。今夜はもう寝よう。
He then tucked himself in under a blanket on my couch. When morning came, I would start my work for Estarsi in earnest, and I still didn't know who I would be working with or what I'd be doing. My biggest fear was that I would be laid off. I wondered if I would be able to concentrate while being so anxious. I thought it might be better to ask Director Kobase about it. Yeah, girl, I'm in the same boat. I still don't know what the fuck to do with my life. In the end, I felt melancholic all night. The next morning, Tainaka woke up and I prepared a simple breakfast for us to share. So he's gonna have amnesia about yesterday too? The whole weekend, huh?
ごちそうさま。
Hi.
後片付けはやっとくからさ。出かける準備しておいでよ。
He definitely seems used to this. As I prepared to go, I looked over at Tainaka. Since he wasn't doing anything to get himself ready, I wondered if he was really intended on leaving. Yeah, literally.
どうしたの？そんなに俺の顔をじっと見て。
Did you forget you said you were leaving?
ああ、その約束はちゃんと覚えてるけど。本当に出ていたの？
Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro. No. The look on his face reminded me of an abandoned puppy. It weakened me enough to rethink my decision. No. But I would do the same thing in her situation because I'm weak. I'm so weak. But going soft on him would mean I'd have to take care of him. I stood my ground.
わかった。3日間ありがとう。
Hi. It was nice having you around. Please, you need to leave though. He didn't bother me further when I remained firm in my decision.
じゃあ短い間だったけど本当にお世話になりました。
Since he helped me out a lot, I also thanked him and wished him the best.
ありがとね。こんな素性もわからない男に。あなたって本当に優しいね。
Arigato.
またエバーグリーンで会うことがあったら友達としておしゃべりしたり一緒にお酒飲んだりしてね。
Hi. After saying that, Tainaka left. Seeing him leave, looking so forlorn, made me feel guilty, but I had to believe that what the manager said about how Tainaka could find his next place. I can't read coherently. I had to believe what the manager said about how Tainaka could find his next place. I walked toward my office. Hopefully that's the end of that. The moment of truth had arrived. I was called to the conference room by the director. Okay, so here's the thing. I looked at the guys with my sister, and I was like, you know, this is usually not my type of guy. And she looked at me and she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, take off the glasses? Yeah, he's not usually your type look-wise. Take off the glasses. He's literally your type because he's Cuban. And I'm like, maybe that is why I'm like kind of into him. Because he's not that type, you know, the glasses serious type. He's Cuban CEO type. That might be why I'm into him. Ah, the new department's cool. It's chill. It's chill. Nope, not at all. Definitely not. It was clear he was waiting for my decision. But before anything else, I wanted to get a better understanding of the situation. I took the plunge and asked about layoffs. It's like, yeah, so are we gonna get, like, kicked off, lose our jobs, all that snap? No. Is all that stuff gonna happen? Cause, yeah. But, I don't want to choose him. I don't want to choose him because I don't like dating. I don't think dating your boss is a thing. Like, that should be done. I'm just like, no dating of the boss. Distraught? Is that how we say layoff? Distraught? Distraught? Hi, Kikimashita. That's what I heard. Kikumashita.
そもそも終了予定だったものを巻き返そうって話で始まったリニューアルだぞ。うまくいかないことの方が想定内で、成功が想定外なんだよ。お前、もしかして移動してからずっとそのことを考えてたのか？
Maybe. It wasn't that I was thinking about it constantly, but saying that it hadn't weighed on me would be a lie. I told them that confirming it was just a rumor was a huge relief.
お前に限ったことじゃねえが、そういう噂好きだよな。まあでも、これで多少不安は取り除けたろう。そして、
Yeah, I feel better.
気を取り直して、今後の仕事の希望を教えてくれ。
I still don't know what I want to work with. I told them what I wanted to do.
全体的なサポートか。そうだな。お前には
Overall support, I guess.
どれか一つに集中するよりは時間配分に融通が利く方がいいだろう。
I think this will give me more insight on maybe what I like, what I don't like, what I want to do.
わかった。ちゃんと決断したって顔してるな。よし。それじゃあ改めてこれからよろしく頼む。
よろしくお願いします。社長。はい。Let's get this renewal going! I've clearly chosen him, you guys. I've clearly chosen him. Yeah. I let him stay at my house. And that is how I chose him. Jesus Christ. Abbreviation for on-the-job training, an educational system where supervisors and senior employees provide coaching and guidance to subordinates and new employees through actual work experience. I was tasked with numerous duties related to Starcy after completing the first day's OJT. I was saying OTJ in my head. OJT, I returned home. When I walked up to my front door, a familiar face greeted me. Why are you here? Tainaka-san, naze koko de imasu ka? I was sure we parted ways this morning and wondered how he'd gotten back into the building. Seeing my puzzled expression, he cast a sheepish, apologetic glance my way.
ああ、やっぱりびっくりしたよね。今朝あなたと別れた後、いろんな人に声かけてみたんだけど。
と
みんないまいちピンとこなくて。だからその聞くところがない。
You had the whole weekend to find somebody. I was about to tell him that there were other and better ways to find accommodations, but he clapped his hands together, pleading.
お願いします。もう少しだけ居候させてください。ほら、俺記憶もないし、お金もないし、あなたしか頼れる人がいなくて。
I thought you said you had money. I was completely speechless. I had not expected things to turn out this way. Even if he was homeless, it wasn't right to let a man I had only just met a few days prior stay at my place. But I also felt terrible at the thought of throwing him out on the streets. Like, you and me both, girl? I don't know what the fuck I would do in this situation. You know what I would do? He would end up living in my house forever. That's what would happen. Until one of my friends would be like, Jimin, no. Chrys, we're grabbing this person. He's getting kicked out of your house now. It's kinda... Actually... It's kinda what happened with the roommate situation. For those of you who know, the plushy roommate, that is... I ended up somehow living with him. He ended up in my house. I helped him move in, because apparently this was happening. And him not paying me any rent, and... Which, by the way, he only lived at my house for a month. So he didn't pay me the month he stayed, and I told him he had to pay for the next month. So, like, right away. Did not pay me when the first came, and I was like, you have to get out. And thankfully, I had a little bit of help. But I was gonna let him back in the house. The stray dog, that's literally what you are, though. You're a fucking dog. Do anything weird, hopefully. Sorry, I didn't read it. I accidentally clicked the bottle. Let's put this down. Yeah, the plushie guy situation. He didn't pay me for the month he stayed, and I told him on the first of the next month he had to pay me. What did he do? He didn't have the money. He literally left the house in the morning. I was working from home at the time. He came home late at night. I still didn't finish my shift. Well, not late at night. He came home before I finished my shift because I was working the evening shift. Or like a long shift or whatever. And I was like, bro. And he went to bed. And I went and I had to wake him up after my shift and be like, hey, do you have the money? And he's like, no. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you can't stay here. And I was going to let him back in if he gave me the money, which is what he was planning to do. And my sister, so yeah, I had help kicking him out that night, but my sister was like, no, you're not letting him come back. It's over, it's done with, he's gone. He's like, no. And she took my phone, she messaged him, and she's like, you have a week to grab your shit, and that's it. Which we ended up throwing out a lot of his stuff. And that is where the plushie part of the story comes in. If I do anything inappropriate, you can call the police on me. Oh boy. I'm weak against pathetic people, things, dogs, animals. Dame! Like that? You sing it like that? A motherfucker. Noticing my hesitation, Tainaka amped up his pitiful pleas. Yep. He adorably tilted his head to the side. He really did have the look of a lonely lost puppy. Like he said, if you stepped out of line, I could kick him out at any time. After giving it... Dude, girl, if he stepped out of line, we could kick him out at any time. We tried kicking him out and he still didn't leave. After giving it some serious thought, I decided to let him stay a little longer.
え、入っていいの？本当に？
But you have to look for another place to stay.
ありがとう。俺、ちゃんといい子にするからね。
Because Tainaka said he had no place to go home to, he began living with the main character. Uh-huh. This music is not helping me with my anguish. With that, Tainaka gave a small fist pump of celebration before leaping back inside.
本当にありがとう。おかげで野宿しなくて済んだよ。俺のことは気軽にノリって呼んで。俺も君のことを名前で呼ぶね。
This is definitely how he keeps getting into women's houses. 100%. I'd noticed it the day we first met, but Tainaka was incredibly friendly. Being on a first-name basis with someone you just met wasn't necessarily crossing any boundaries, but calling him by his first name so suddenly didn't quite feel right to me.
え、タイナカ君？ノリでいいのにな。
Yeah. Tainaka-kun.
ま、君がそう呼びたいならいいか。
Yeah, my name in caps lock. He didn't seem too pleased about it, but it was a small relief that he agreed to let me use his last name. Yeah, at least he's not, like, going off and being like, no, you have to call me by my first name. Like some people. Suddenly, Tainaka slapped his fist into his palm as if struck by a brilliant idea. He did the...
あ、これから一緒に住むわけだしさ。まずはルールとか決める？押しかけておいてなんだけど、君を困らせたり怖がらせたりするのは嫌だし。居候としてここに置いてくれるなら、掃除とか洗濯とか手伝えることは何でもやるよ。あと、君がダメっていうことはしない。これ約束ね。
I mean, he's not 100% freeloading. I'll give him that.
他に何かある？
Living with a man I hardly knew did make me feel somewhat uneasy. There were things I wanted to say, but...
急には思いつかないか。細かいことはおいおい決めていくとして。
I guess so.
あ、そうだ、寝る場所。さすがに同じベッドには寝れないし、どうしようか。
Oh my god. You're sleeping on the couch, boy. I've only got a couch. Where he would sleep was definitely the most pressing issue. I didn't have any sort of guest room or extra bedding. So... It's actually the opposite when that roommate decided to stay in my one-bedroom apartment, by the way. I took the living room. I gave him the bedroom. Why? Because you have to walk through the living room. You have to walk through everything. Well, it's a small place, but you have to walk through the living room to get to the bedroom. And if he stayed in the living room, I would be walking into his space. I would feel like I'm walking into his space and, everything that's his. I didn't want that. I wanted to be separate, just my shit. So I slept on the couch. I personally was like, I'm sleeping on the couch, you get the bedroom, put all your shit there, I don't want to see your shit. And so, to me, that felt more of a separation. That was my reason for sleeping on the couch, by the way. I mean, yeah, that's the only place you've got, bro. He did sleep on the sofa over the weekend, so maybe that was our best solution for now. But you're not staying here forever. Thankfully, my apartment had a curtain separating the bedroom and the living room. I told him I would draw that at night to ensure we each had privacy and that we'd stay on our respective sides. No door, just a curtain. His easy acceptance definitely alleviated some of my worry. And like he said, we can work out the details as they came up.
本当に助かります。
Oh my
改め
god.
てこれからよろしくね。
Hi. Tainaka beamed at me, but in the next moment he moved closer. What are you doing?
ぎゅー
Okay. It took me a moment to process that he had wrapped me in his arms. He even leaned into me, hugging me so hard that I lost my balance.
あ、落ち着いて。え、変なことはしない？
No hugs. We're not there yet, boy. We're not there yet.
ハグは変なことじゃないでしょ。ありがとうって気持ちを伝えるためだもん。
It's personal space. Flabbergasted, I looked at Tainaka's face. He looked back at me innocently, as if he meant nothing by the embrace. It seemed like it was truly just his way of saying thanks.
はーい、離れます。
Oh boy. As soon as I asked him to release me, he did. I let out a relieved sigh, glad to see that he was serious about respecting my wishes. However, right after he let go, his lips curled in a mischievous, "Yo, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. Shut the fuck up, bro."
顔赤いね。
No, I don't. No touchy touchy. No huggy huggy. I'm not a touchy huggy person, except for with my significant other. That's when, you know, that's the only time I'm like super clingy instead.
かわいい。
Yonesai! He teased me in a coaxing tone, as if I wasn't red before I was now. Seriously. While still figuring out how to respond, all I could do was look down to avoid his gaze. Then a cute tension-breaking sound filled the room.
お腹鳴っちゃった。
Did you not eat anything all day, bro?
ねえねえ、君もお腹空かない？ご飯買いに行こう。
After saying that, Tainaka skipped to the front door. The awkwardness from earlier entirely dissolved. Oh my god. As he called out to me from the front door, I started having second thoughts about this arrangement. Which, by the way, again with the roommate thing that happened, that specific roommate, because I've had other roommates, a bunch of other people. But that specific roommate, when it was just him and me, okay? Yo, I left poutine in the fridge. He fucking ate my poutine, because I was in there for like 2 days or something, like, left over. And I wanted to eat it, and I was like, where did it go? And he was like, oh, I ate it. I thought you didn't want it. It's like, you didn't even ask me. You didn't even ask me. And you ate my poutine, and I told him to pay me back for the poutine. And he didn't even have the $10 to buy me another one, okay? He didn't even have the fucking money to buy me another one, let alone rent money. So yeah, he didn't give me rent money and didn't give me money for my poutine, and I'm pissed about that. It's the poutine that I'm pissed about. You do not get between me and my poutine. After dinner and a bath, I laid down on my bed, thoroughly exhausted.
なさーい。
Oyasumi nasai. I responded to him from behind a partition, but I started worrying whether I could truly sleep soundly in this situation. The lights had been out for maybe 30 minutes, but I was still wide awake. Only a thin piece of cloth separated me from a total stranger. I mean, yeah, he kind of is a stranger. Would it be careless to fall asleep? Had I made a huge mistake? The question buzzed in my head, overwhelming me. I thought I heard a rustling sound. Then I felt something. Oh no. Is he coming in to hug us? I cautiously peeked out from my covers and my eyes met with Tainaka's handsome face right beside. Bro, you said you wouldn't do anything weird. You said you would not do anything weird. Ugh.
なあ、起きちゃった？
That fucking face. The audacity of this man. Tainaka smiled without a hint of shame. I wondered what the heck happened to the promise we made just a few hours ago.
ごめんね。ちゃんと約束守ろうとは思ったんだよ。
My god, this fucking man.
で
Oh my god. You said you would not do anything weird, and here you are walking to my bed?
やましいことをするつもりなのか全然なかった。
It's weird. You're in my bed.
何か抱き枕的な安心するものが欲しかっただけなの。
And who was gonna be this Dakimakura? Was it gonna be me? Were you gonna use me? Bro, we literally just fucking met. But you know what this is? This is just bringing back Simone vibes right now.
Nah.
Why? Because I somehow ended up letting a man stay in my house.
No, stop. Don't ever compare him to that.
No, but in the sense of like I end up letting
Don't
people.
you dare compare him to that. No, I would be like, oh, okay, sure, yeah, that seems totally right.
No, you missed the middle part where we were just like, what? And then he somehow snuck his way into our house because you felt bad. And then you're like, just a weekend. And then you come home on Monday and he's like, hi, I'm here. I didn't find another place to stay. I swear I won't do anything weird.
Yeah, it's
I
fine,
swear.
I'm still
He's
okay
in my
with it.
fucking bed now.
I told you, I'll take him. You don't have to take him. I'll take him.
No, because I would be exactly in her situation where it's like, you have too much of an ego. I'm not letting you stay in my house, but also I can't kick you out. So now you're staying in my house. God damn it.
Nah, I keep him. I'm fine with keeping him. He's cute. I keep him.
怒らないで。
Oh my god. He looked up at me like a spoiled child, his round eyes sparkling in the dark. Yeah, somehow I ended up on his, I didn't choose him, but I somehow ended up choosing him. So I'm on his path, by the way.
Are you sure? Maybe this is...
No, it literally said, Tainaka Nori Episode 1.
Okay.
That's the name of the chapter.
Well, you literally said you were into him, so I'm pretty sure that's...
I wasn't sure after meeting him a little bit more, and I clearly ended up bringing him home, and now he's mine.
You mean to put your name in all caps?
No. I know, I said that too. I was like, well, my name is not going to be in all caps.
それにあったかいし
Yeah, I would choose him. He's cute. I like it. He has a beauty mark, he has piercings, a tattoo. He's cute. He's purple.
He's purple. Raphael's purple. Have you seen my closet? It's becoming more purple recently. I'm wondering if it literally is because of Raphael. And also Shota. But...
I mean, girls just like purple. I think that's a fact.
yeah, I know, but I didn't do purple, right? We were doing black and white and pink. And now I have purple. Tanaka's voice started to fade away. I thought about forcing him out of my bed before he fell asleep, but... he's already fallen asleep. God damn this child. I could already hear his steady breathing as he passed out. I couldn't bring myself to wake someone who was sleeping so peacefully. Which, by the way, the only reason this situation happened is because we found him sleeping on the street. And we woke him up and we brought him to the police.
I think I got a... what's it called? The drama CD with that same storyline.
Yeah, and I brought him to the police. And somehow... I took him back with me. And I said, fine, you can stay for the weekend. And now it's past the weekend. So in the end, I shared the same bed with Tainaka until morning. We just met. God damn it. It's one thing if, it's been a few days, we got to get to know each other. Now we just fucking met and he's already in my bed.
I like him.
Oh, which, by the way, I don't know if it's true or not because it doesn't make sense. But he's like, I have amnesia. I don't know who my parents are.
Yeah, I mean, like, the whole point of the thing, I think his, like, character thing said, like, a mysterious person with, almost nothing about.
Yeah, he's like,
I
I lost my memory. And then he's like, oh, yeah, but yesterday I said I would always stay for the weekend. You're like, yesterday, huh? I thought you said you don't remember anything past today. No, he said anything past today, specifically. So where does yesterday come? I'm like, fucking Christ, this child. I woke up to Tainaka peeking at me from behind the curtain. Ohio.
I like him.
What time is it? After hearing that, I checked my phone and jolted upright when I saw the time. It was way past when I normally woke up. I tripped out of bed to get dressed. Oh boy. Did I even go grocery shopping?
I gotta respect it.
I shouted to Tainaka that he could. Rushing to apply a few swipes of mascara, he disappeared.
Is the translation not big?
Huh? Yeah, it's good.
Oh, okay, never mind. I think I misinterpreted the last sentence.
He disappeared into the kitchen and came back with a jelly drink.
ちょうどいいものが入ってたよ。何も食べないよりはこれだけでもお腹に入れといた方がいいよね。
Okay, yeah, he's useful in this situation, but I mean, that's what the bartender said, right? Like, all the women who had him, or who he stayed with, yeah, he was a pet, who he stayed with, they all said, oh yeah, he was a really good help. I was able to, like, focus on my work and everything while he took care of household chores.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that. Give me a pet. I'll take one.
But then for some reason, they all kick him out. But nobody ever says anything bad about him, even after they kick him out. So it's like
you run the course. I think that's all. I
What?
don't think it's anything bad. It's just they run the course of the
yeah,
course of the
exactly.
relationship.
So it's like, oh, okay, and then he's back on the streets again.
Yeah, exactly. So they just do that until it's run its course. It's not no longer like a good enough trade-off, and then they're like, they ask him to leave.
Yep. And that's how he ended up at my house. I happily accepted the drink, shoved it in my bag, and rushed for the door.
なあちょっと待って。寝癖ついてるから直してあげる。
Oh. He's fixing my hair. Tanaka's slender hand gently combed and fixed my hair. After smoothing down the last stray hairs, he nodded to himself satisfied.
これでますます可愛くなった。それじゃあ、いってらっしゃい。
Itemasu. What? Fuck, man, I can't remember the words, man. He waved me as I left for work. I ran full speed from the station to the office and managed to arrive just in time. I was completely occupied by all my morning tasks, but as time passed and lunchtime came, I started to worry about Tainaka. Was he behaving? He's literally a fucking animal, a pet, legit. Was he behaving himself at my place? I hope he wasn't causing any trouble. You know, first day that you bring a pet home. Just as I was thinking that, kitemasu, hi. Director Kobase's scolding caused me to yelp as I came back to reality. All I could do was apologize as he went on. God damn, his lips are so fucking kissable. Hi.
他の奴らもだ。お前らの手にエスター氏の今後がかかってる。全員気を引き締めていけよ。じゃあ本題に戻るぞ。次の社内プレゼンについて。
I straightened up and sighed at my absent-mindedness. God damn it. After the meeting ended, Dr. Kobase and the others left the room one after another. I hung my head as I followed them out, but... Ow. What happened? What did I do? How did this happen? I felt a dull pain on my forehead and frowned. Saotome kept laughing as I rubbed where I hit myself. Hey, yeah, well, you don't have to laugh at me. After scolding Saotome, Oe turned to me with a worried look. Sorry, my eyes itchy. Because she's gonna help me. Yeah. Saotome shrugged and took Oya's files, but also took my things. Yeah, I have a... Hi, Luffy. I have a puppy living in my house. That's what happened. I wish I could. I want to.
こにはおせっかいな人もいるみたいだし、頼ってみたらいいんじゃね。
ちょっと、そのおせっかいな人って私のことかしら？
さあ、どうでしょう。
Wow, are they gonna be a couple, you guys? With that, Saltama swiftly left the hallway.
素直じゃないんだから。じゃあ、私たちも移動しようか。
I got a cold drink in the plastic bottle from the vending machine and placed it on my forehead. I must have looked ridiculous, but with everyone on break, nobody seemed to notice.
それで何があったの？珍しく朝も遅刻ギリギリだったし。
Well, I don't exactly want to tell her if some guy just came into my bed.
事情は空いてたけど、新しい部署で働き始めたばかりなんだから、些細なことでも頼ってくれていいんだよ。仕事でも、もちろんプライベートでもね。
Oh, his kindness really touched me. My situation with Tainaka was so absurd, I hesitated to tell anyone about it, but I was too worried to keep it to myself forever. After thinking on it, I decided to ask Oe for advice. Yeah, I got a pet stuck in my house. I have a stray dog. Oh boy, you don't have to yell that out, girl.
ごめん、大声出したらまずいよね。でもびっくりしちゃって。というかそれ大丈夫なの？怪しすぎない？
She was completely right about that, so I could only sigh. I knew it was crazy, especially when viewed from an outside perspective, but I just didn't think Tainaka was a bad person at heart. And those puppy dog eyes of his made it impossible for me to abandon him.
様子を見る？本当に大丈夫？ まあ、あなたがそう言うなら。
I'm kind of stuck in this situation. I don't really want to kick him out.
でも、もし万が一身の危険を感じたときは、すぐに私に連絡すること。
For sure.
何かあってからじゃ遅いからね。
100%, girl.
それから、しばらくは定期的に話を聞かせてもらってもいい？
She's like, I need to make sure things are okay and this guy ain't just taking advantage of you. That's such a good person, such a good friend.
心配だし、状況が分かればすぐに力になれることもあると思うから。
I was grateful to have someone to talk to about it and eagerly agreed. Knowing I could count on her in case of emergency, it left me feeling lighter than I had felt all day. Once work was done for the day, I returned to the station closest to my home. It was then I remembered that I barely had anything left in the fridge. I debated going home first so Tainaka could go shopping with me and going right away to not waste time. It would be a bother to go back out after being home, but I also wanted to check that Tainaka hadn't caused any trouble. I'll buy food first. Have you raided before? I've raided my friend. Which is... Fuck, what's his name? Oh, have I gotten raided before? Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten raided by my friend again. It's pretty much just my friend. It's, Magority. There you go. Magority would be, the one who's raided me before. What do you mean by where? I'm Canadian. Does that help? I'm French Canadian. Not wanting the hassle of making 2 trips, I decided to head to the supermarket now. On my way there, I passed a playground filled with the joyful laughter of children playing. Oh no, don't tell me he's there. Don't tell me that... He's gonna be at the park playing with kids, isn't he? That's literally the type of guy he is. So you can swing while I'm standing... what? It sounds a little dangerous. How old are these children? I'm worried. That little exchange made me smile. She's smiling, and I'm like, I'm a little worried here. Looking toward the sandbox, I saw a little boy playing all by himself. Oh. He didn't speak to anyone. He just dug a hole in the sand, deeper and deeper. Yo, he's trying to get to the other side of the world. Concern gnawed at me, but I brushed it aside. Perhaps he just liked to play alone. Yeah, maybe. I walked past the park, trying to convince myself that was the case. I mean, some kids are just like that, you know? I mean, nothing sounded off in general. Why are they making it sound like a thing? Oh! Tsukihiko Higa. Are we getting an episode 1 of everybody? What is happening? With so many new tasks to handle, time flew by in a blur. And even though Tainaka was so touchy, I still couldn't figure him out. Living with him was stressful. I found myself sighing a lot, even when I was alone. After getting through the work week, I typically sleep until noon on the weekends. One Saturday, when I didn't have any plans, I decided to go to a newly opened cafe in the neighborhood because the weather was so nice. Hi. Ittekimasu. Tainaka waved goodbye with a bright smile. The afternoon sun embraced me with its warmth, and I stretched my arms out high above my head. Feeling a bit out of shape, I went for a power walk around the neighborhood. Oh, we're gonna see the kids again? After my walk, I diverted to the park to rest. I sat on a bench Wow, I can't talk. I sat on a bench shaded beneath the beautiful green trees. Because it was a weekend, there were many children with their... There were many families with their children. I immersed myself in the comforting bustle and looked around. Ah, it's the boy again. There was a sandbox separated from the other playground equipment where a small boy was playing all by himself. I remembered seeing that boy playing alone when I strolled by the park recently too. As I began to wonder why, I saw a larger boy step into the sandbox. Yo! Let the kid play by himself. If that's what he wants, I will hit you, child. I mean, I can't hit him. No, there's a whole bunch of family and people around. I don't think I can actually say anything now. Maybe he can't. Maybe he's deaf, huh? What are you gonna say then, if he's fucking deaf? The smaller boy didn't pay attention to the other boy at all. He looked away and kept playing in the sand. The bigger kid's face scrunched up. He kicked up the shower of sand and stopped even closer to the small boy. Wow, that's fucking rude. Even though they were just kids, I couldn't let that one slide. I got up from my bench to scold him, but the smaller boy leapt to his feet. His little voice boomed as he moved towards the taller boy. Yo, are you about to get whacked by a fucking child? I mean, you're a child too, but like a smaller kid. The larger boy cowered and backed away, but tripped over the edge of the sandbox. Wow, what a baby. He can't dealt it. Like, oh, he can't take it. He can't take it when it's back on him. All of his aggression melted away. Tears streamed down the bigger boy's face. He didn't do anything. The smaller boy blinked rapidly as he stood there at a loss, his eyebrows drawn up. The mother of the boy who fell rushed over. Yeah. He didn't do anything to your son. She wrapped her son in her arms and shouted at the small boy. Oh boy. Excuse me, what is that supposed to mean? The way that she said that? Excuse me, mother? And what's the excuse for your son not having any fucking manners? Her face twisted with disgust. The little boy bit his lip and stared at the ground. I shot to my feet and jumped into the conversation. The woman crossed the line. She glared at me and I flinched, but when the boy's tiny hands clutched the edge of my shirt, I explained the whole scene. Oh, so this child, right? Right? You gonna fucking lie to your mother now? She gripped her son's shoulder to speak directly to him, and he looked away. She must have figured it out from that. The mother forced her son to bow and apologize, and the two quickly left the park. I realized I was actually more nervous than I first thought when I exhaled deeply. I turned towards the timid voice, and the boy smiled up at me. Daijoubu? Are you okay? We sat on a nearby bench together as the boy started talking, grinning all the while. Oh. The last name Higa caught my attention. Yeah. How am I? He's not an option. How am I on his chapter? I don't understand this game. The mild-mannered man that I was introduced to at Tempesty had the same last name. But it could just be a coincidence. I introduced myself to Hinata. You had a bad feeling? No, baby. After what happened, I knew he was still upset no matter how much he smiled. But trying to console him here for too long felt like meddling with his family affairs. I simply smiled back at him, and Hinata began opening up. Oh. Bro, what? And that kid was like, your mama abandoned you? Fuck you, child. Wait, is he your dad? I was gonna be like, that's his Oni-chan, but like, is that his dad, maybe? Damn, we got a daddy in here. So what the other boy said about him not having a mom was true, and I doubted it was the first time he'd been teased up like that. Oh, he can dance, huh? It's so cute. The live action show, popular among children. I'm guessing it's like Kamen Rider or whatever. Blade Mask was a popular anime for children. The ending theme song and dance were extremely popular with kids, and we'd posted many stories about it on Estarcy. A dad who cooks? Well, I hope he can cook. It's, you know, someone has to cook. But damn. Hinata babbled profoundly about his father. It was adorable, and it naturally brought a smile to my face. Okay, bye-bye. Hinata looked at the park's clock and swung himself off the bench. I offered to walk with him. Bye-bye. Hinata waved at me and left the park. Watching him go left me with a warm, fuzzy feeling. Later that night, right when I was about to take a bath, I noticed we were out of shampoo. I decided to go buy some and called out to Tainaka. I appreciated his offer, but it wasn't that late and I was planning to go out anyway. I had been wanting to buy some face wash and makeup, so I told him I could handle it. Okay, he literally is just some guy who lives in my house at this point. While I was heading to the drugstore, I passed the same park as before, and I noticed a familiar boy walking toward me from the other side. Oh. Kaki! Hinata ran up to me, beaming and carrying a plastic bag from the convenience store. I wonder what he was doing out at this late hour.
保育園に雑巾を持っていかなきゃいけないのを思い出してパパに電話して頼もうかと思ったんだけどそれだと
Your dad's still not home?
なっちゃうから
Oh
だ
no.
から自分で買いに行ってきたんだ
Hinata clearly didn't want to burden his father, but even so, no 5-year-old boy should walk around this late at night. He could get kidnapped or hurt in some kind of accident. I told him he shouldn't do
ご
this.
めんなさい
Hinata stared down at his little shoes dejectedly. I immediately regretted scolding him when he'd been trying to be so considerate.
お姉ちゃんの言ってることちゃんとわかるよじゃあ僕帰るね
Okay. Kyotsukete. Hinata started running back home, but I stopped him. Even if his home was nearby, I couldn't let him walk alone. Good point. Good point. Let's walk him back
一緒
home.
に帰ってくれる
Hi, 一緒に行きます. It was true we only just met today. I still wanted to walk him back, but if Hinata said no, I couldn't force him.
嬉しいやった
Cute. Hinata took my hand with a smile, and it made me happy too. But even if Hinata felt safe with me, it didn't change the fact that I could look suspicious. With that in mind, I pulled out a business card from my wallet and gave it to Hinata.
何この紙なんて書いてあるのお姉ちゃんの名前とお姉ちゃんの会社、
はい。
これをパパに渡せばいいのわ
はい。
かったパパが帰ってきたらちゃんと渡すね
That would at least communicate who I was to Hinata's father, and then he's gonna be like, hey, it's you. If something were to happen, he could contact my workplace.
お姉ちゃんこっちだよ
Hi. Hinata led the way as I walked him safely back home. It was the Saturday after I gave Hinata my business card. I met Hinata again in the park.
いいちゃんと見ててね
He started climbing up the stairs of the slide and waved to me. Wow, I just went like, I zoned out for like. So the Saturday after. Wait, why is it doing that? We went to go chill.
じゃあ行くねせーの
Wow! Good job, Hinata! He slid down quickly and jumped up when he reached the bottom. I clapped for him and Hinata smiled bashfully. Sugoi! 本当にすごいです。
そうだ僕保育園でもらったおやつ持ってきたんだすごく美味しいんだよお姉ちゃんにもあげるね
本当? Arigato! Hinata unzipped his backpack, which rested against the side of the slide.
手出して
Hi! Got it! I held out my hand to him and he placed an animal-shaped hard candy in
お姉
it.
ちゃんにはウサギのをあげるね僕のはキリン
Wow, usagi no amai candy. I decided the next time I visited the park I should bring some candy. We enjoyed the candy together until Hinata looked up at the clock.
今日はもう帰らなきゃお姉ちゃん次はいつ会える
Mm.
今度の土曜日わかったじゃあここで待ってるからね
Kondo doyobi. 会えました. Hinata waved his hand vigorously before leaving the park. また会えました. またね. A week passed and the day I promised to meet Hinata again. There was an emergency that forced me to go into the office. When I had finished a good portion of the work, Oe called out to me.
ありがとうほんと助かったあとは私だけで大丈夫だからあなたはもう上がっちゃって
Hontoni ii desu ka? I took Oe up on her offer and left early. But seriously, you sure you good, Oe? The sky had turned bright orange. I hurried to the park, knowing it was already late. I didn't have Hinata's contact information, so I had no way to tell him I couldn't go to the park that day. I assumed he would have left already, but I looked for him in the park just in case. The playground equipment was usually crowded with kids, but nobody was there. I was just about to leave when... Oh. Is he getting bullied? I heard a familiar voice nearby. I raced in the direction it had come from. Oh no! Oh no! Child! Hinata! I found Hinata and... Higa-san! It was the same Higa I met at Tempesty. Oh boy. While I remained dumbfounded, Hinata dashed over and hugged me. I came to apologize, Hinata. Yeah, 大丈夫です, Higa-san. I shook my head and Higa's face relaxed. The father of Hinata, he raises his son by himself while working full-time at Tempesty. Higa bowed politely. Right, he knows who I am. Well, he knows that I already met Hinata. That's true, through work. But I don't know if that would have been necessarily appropriate. Because it's personal, but still. I was just surprised as he was. I did think of him when I heard his last name, but I couldn't believe he was actually Hinata's father. Higa bowed again, but I insisted that it wasn't an issue. I was suddenly called into work, so I was the one who made Hinata wait for me. I apologized for it. Doko. After we bowed to each other, Hinata pointed to the bench. Higa and I both laughed and our eyes met. I sat down with Higa on the bench as a pleasant breeze blew past us. After Hinata ran toward the slide, Higa started talking. Yeah, gomeiwaku nai. Higa's brows drew together anxiously, and I assured him it was no trouble. Spending time with Hinata was almost therapeutic for me. If possible, I wouldn't mind playing with him again. Higa looked relieved as he smiled slightly. And the next moment, Hinata ran over to us from the slide. Oh, there you go. That's the other way of saying it. Onaka ga suita. Eh? Honto? Ii desu ka? The warm offer warmed my heart. The offer warmed my heart, but I didn't want to interfere with their plans. I told Tainaka not to make dinner for me in case I ran late, but while I was thinking about how to respond... Honto? Ii desu ka? So desu. Okay. Hai, daijoubu desu. Hai, ikimashou. His genuine smile made it impossible for me to turn him down. Hai, ikimasu. Hinata held my hand as we walked to a family restaurant in the neighborhood. Which I mean, it wasn't the only one. I can't remember what the name of the other restaurant was, but I did go to Jonathan's in Japan. But I did go to, and I did go to a different family. I think I went to, yeah, a different family restaurant too in Japan. I don't remember the name though. Most of the customers inside were families, thanks to it being the weekend. Hinata opened the menu and began searching through the kids section. A lot, at least nowadays. The two family restaurants I went to actually had like tablet type menus, so you can have it in English and everything, and you have everything in English. And also in Japanese if you like, but you can order it that way so you don't have to bother any waiters or waitresses or try and get like, you know, an explanation on things. Yeah, they don't seem to have like full on menus. And again, that's more like, I don't know about the rest because I was only been in Tokyo, but a lot of places actually have like digital menus.
シーフードドリアにしようかな。あなたはもう決まりましたか？
私は、pasta. I'll get some pasta. After nodding, Hinata pressed the call button for the staff. Wow, such a big boy. I remarked that I was impressed with how polite Hinata was. Higa laughed softly. Eh? Ah. To try and not, like, bother his dad. Higa squinted as he watched Hinata recite our orders to the waiter. Personally, I thought Hinata just wanted to earn the praise of his father. Mm-hmm. E. Yeah, good job. Oh, that's what it is. You have to do the spot the difference. Children, I tell you. Hinata leaned forward, only inches from the menu, peering at the puzzle. With Hinata's concentration elsewhere, Higa hesitantly spoke up again. Yeah, but it's hard to, like, parent and have a job and everything, and it's a pretty demanding job. Aww. Daijoubu desu. It's the way of life, unfortunately. It's tough. I could tell his smile masked an enormous amount of pain. I told him that I wanted to help in any way I could. His smile finally seemed to reach his eyes. After a little time, our food arrived. Hinata's excitement was infectious, and Higa and I both relaxed. After rubbing his hands together in anticipation, Hinata started eating his fried shrimp. Hai, tabemashou. Gokusou-sama deshita. After eating, Hinata thanked his father for dinner. His mouth, however, was completely covered with sauce, and I pointed it out. Let's wipe that off. Wipe, 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 wipe. Hinata reached to wipe it off with his hand, but I was already wiping it with a napkin. Higa watched us with gentle eyes and a relaxed smile. He just looked over and he's just like, damn. He's fallen for us, you guys. Higa's expression was filled with tenderness, and I felt so embarrassed that I couldn't help looking away. Yeah, no, seriously. We left the family restaurant and started walking back home.
ねえお姉ちゃん、次の土曜日も会える？
I agreed hesitantly, warning him that I might be called into work again and I didn't want to keep him waiting at the park. I was afraid to make any
そうだ
promises.
お姉ちゃん、パパとリング交換してよ。
I mean, yeah,
そ
that
れ
would
なら
make sense.
お姉ちゃんといつでも連絡取れるよね。
Yeah,
それは
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
すみません
if that's okay.
断っていただいて大丈夫ですよ。僕からうまく言っておくので。
I think it's good to... It's good. In this case. In this specific case. Higa whispered to me so Hinata couldn't hear us. I, for one, didn't see a problem with it and agreed we should exchange contact info. Yeah, he's a child. It's, if this shit happens again, like, I need a way to contact him.
いいんですか？
I said that being with Hinata was fun, and if he wanted to play with me, then I wanted to be there for him.
ありがとうございます。それではお願いします。
We took out our phones and registered each other's information on Ring. After a few days passed, I visited Tempesty on an errand for Director Kobase. I finished what I had come to do and was about to return to Estario when... Ah, konnichiwa. Higa walked through the entrance, likely returning from a sales trip.
すみません。つい声をかけてしまって。お仕事中ですよね。
Higa looked apologetic, but I reassured him and explained I'd already finished up.
それは良かった。このまま記者されるんですか？
It was close to lunchtime, so I was thinking of grabbing lunch before heading back. I asked Higa if he knew any good places nearby.
少しわかりづらいところにあるんですが、パスタの美味しいお店が
Oh,
近くにあり
more
ますよ。
pasta.
案内しましょうか。僕もこれから昼食を取ろうと思っていたので、
Mm.
もしよろしければ。
Are we going on a lunch date? Just the two of us? Higa and me? It was a kind offer and I graciously accepted.
いきなり誘ってしまってすみません。
Yeah, I was coming out anyways. As we placed our orders, we chatted and discussed each other's days.
ああ、すみません。ため息なんて態度が悪いですよね。午前中の仕事でちょっと疲れてしまって。
He looks so overworked though, man. This poor guy. I said that working in sales must be quite different from working in production. And I added that I thought Higa was amazing for going to work every day and raising his son at the same time. Really? Honestly. All parents. Even the mothers. You can't say that, you know. Yes, it's the bare minimum. But even the mothers deserve praise for things that are supposed to be considered normal for them. But if a father does it, you're like, yo!
ありがとうございます。そう言ってもらえると嬉しいです。
When Higa flashed a shy smile at me, I couldn't help staring. He and Hinata had remarkably similar smiles. Cute. After a while, the pasta we ordered arrived, and we had a lively conversation along with the delicious food.
ひなたは最近ブレード仮面にハマってて、よくおもちゃの変身ベルトをつけて変身シーンの真似をしてるんです。
I think I did that with Sailor Moon.
今度コンビニでコラボもあるみたいで、しばらくは昼食がコラボ商品になりそうです。
Probably. Suddenly, I remembered what Hinata said when we first met.
パパね、すごいんだよ。いっつもお仕事頑張ってて。あとね、踊りも上手なんだ。ブレード仮面の終わりの歌をすごくかっこよく踊れるんだよ。
踊り？ああ、ひなたから聞いたんです。
Okay, he was supposed to be a side character. This time it said Tsukihiko Higa, Chapter 1. So now I'm confused.
See, I told you. I was like, are you sure you're on his path?
I don't know, but it said Chapter 1. Normally that's not happen, but why am I on a
He's
Chapter
cute.
1 of a side character?
Well, then it's not. That's not what it means. Chapter 1 doesn't mean like that's your path. It just means like here's like important things or whatever. I don't know.
Okay, well,
But
turns
it's not
out...
even romanceable.
Yeah, but they're making it romanceable because he has a fucking child that I met, and then I'm like, hey, you have the same name, maybe not the same father, and you find out, oh my god, it's the same guy that I met at the other company, and now we're here at a work thing, and it's like,
Yeah, it's just part
daddy.
of the story. Come
No,
on.
he's daddy.
Yeah, he's cute.
He's
I like
daddy.
him. I thought he was attractive.
He's literally is a father, and then there's a kid, and then it's like, oh my god, I'm playing with the kid, I'm helping you out. Oh, we're definitely gonna become a couple. Well, we're not, but you know. Dancing? Oh, you must have heard that from Hinata. How embarrassing, yeah.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
Because,
Look at his blush.
yeah, because Hinata, his kid, was
Yeah.
like, oh, my dad likes dancing to Blade Mask. He's really good at dancing to Blade Mask. So I'm like, oh yeah, Hinata said you're good at dancing to Blade Mask. I want to see you do that. Which is clearly like Kamen Rider shit, right?
Cute.
He got blushed,
Oh my God,
looking
he's so
away. So,
cute.
oh yeah, he
Oh my
doesn't have a
God, he's
wife, okay? Because the kid was getting bullied because his mom's dead.
Of course.
So,
As you do to children, you bully them when their parents die.
yeah, exactly. So, his expression caught me completely off guard. Well, his mom died when he was born, so, you know, the kid's 5 years old. 5 years of no wife. That's the important part. He has 5 years of no wife.
Yeah, he's cute. I like him.
It wasn't Dad Higa or Worker Hika. It was a new side I had never seen.
Cute.
It made me want to know more about him. I asked what he did on his days off.
Cute. Oh, damn, what a confident face suddenly.
ひなたと遊ぶのはもちろんですが、
He's cute.
映画を見ることも
I'd
多い
date
か
him.
もしれませんね。
I know, right? Especially with the storyline.
Yeah, I date him.
何でも見ますよ。
Cool,
邦
cool.
画でも洋画でも。でも強いて言うなら
うんうんうん
邦画が好きです。
Mm.
アクションとかファンタジーよりは人間ドラマ系が好きで、
Oh, drama.
Interesting. I
Drama.
like drama.
そういう映画って演出とか撮影技術じゃなく、
Mm-hmm.
役者さんが作品の
So we're looking at actor skills here. Okay.
Interesting.
演技が一番スルッと入ってくるのが
I could agree with that. It's usually a lot more subtle. They usually rely a lot more on dialogue in American movies and things like that.
True. I agreed. Then pondered the way he got engaged in movies.
Yeah,
He
you
seemed-
did. You did indeed. You're like, oh, he's an actor.
He seemed to be more interested in the acting rather than the movies themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, wow.
wow.
未練は断ち切らないとって思ってはいるんですけど、
I tilted my head and asked Hika about what he was referring to. Yeah, what do you mean, regrets? We were talking about movies here.
Yeah, I'm like,
But he quickly changed the subject. It seemed to be something he didn't want to talk about, so I didn't pursue it further. Instead, we discussed our favorite movies. I asked what his favorites
お
were.
すすめですか？
Hi, osusume onegaishimasu.
それじゃあ後でリングで送りますね。
Ring is essentially line.
Mm.
Seeing Higa's face light up over it, I couldn't help but smile.
あ、すみません。つい熱が入ってしまって。
Cute.
いい時間ですし、
He was adorable.
そろそろ出ましょうか。
Yeah, right? He has to be an option. Come on. That was the end of our lunch. The station and Tempesty were in the same direction, so we walked through the town together. Higa suddenly stopped. I followed his line of sight to a bicycle shop.
あ、すみません。この間ひなたが自転車を教えていたので、
He's such a good father. I mean, again, he can't be there for his kid all the time because of work, but doesn't mean he's not a good father. Being 5, Higa was right around the age where most kids learn how to ride a bike.
ひなたのクラスに何人か乗れる子がいるみたいなんです。それで触発されたらしくて。でも自転車って乗れるようになるまで結構個人差がありますよね。
But the question also comes, do you have time to teach your kid how to ride a bike?
僕はたくさん練習しても転んでばかりで、なかなか乗れるようにならなかったんです。
I was somehow a born natural. I don't know about born natural, but I was somehow a natural, actually.
あなたはすぐに乗れるようになりましたか？
Pretty much right away. My friend put me on her bike, so I couldn't even reach the ground because she was much older. So she took me from my training wheel bike and she put me on her big bike and literally let go, and I was just riding around. And then she went to my dad and she's like, take off her training wheels. She's good. She can ride a regular bike now. Being asked that, I said, yes. Those are my answers. I think I learned it relatively easily.
そうですか。筋が良かったんですね。
Probably. Have I ridden a bike in a long time? No.
ぜひ日向の先生になってほしいくらいで。
Although I do have, not a pass, but I do have the app for the Bixies, which is like the, bikes that we have here that you can, like, you pay for the time you use it. You go from point A to point B, like, bike share. There's stops with, like, these bikes. You can take your bike, you ride it, and then you go to, like, the next stop that has the bike. There's quite a lot. And you just put it in there. And they have electric bikes, too, now. So, I don't know how to explain it. If you have it in your city, you know what it is. It's, like a bike share company type thing. The idea came from France. I believe France had it first. Then we got it, and then the scooters came, and I saw that shit in the US too. Those e-scooters that are just like left lying around everywhere. After saying that, he got breathed in sharply and put his hand over his mouth. Ah, oops. No, 大丈夫です。I'll teach Hinata. It's okay. I shook my head in response. I don't know how much I could help, but I'd be happy to practice with Hinata.
いいんですか？ありがとうございます。あなたがいてくれるなら心強いです。
We soon arrived at the station while talking it over.
それじゃあ僕はここでまた連絡しますね。
Hi. Matane. He got moved to leave, but I didn't want to part with him just yet, so I spoke up. Wow. I don't want to leave just yet. Higa-san. Higa-san. Thank you so much for today. Let's talk again soon. Love. Work. What would I say? It's like, oh no, I'm excited to teach Hinata. Hi! I told them I was looking forward to teaching Hinata how to ride a bike.
そうですね。僕も楽しみです。ひなたもきっとあなたが練習に付き合ってくれると知ったらすごく喜ぶと思います。
Mm-hmm.
あ、もうこんな時間。慌ただしくてすみません。じゃあまた。
Matane. After a hasty goodbye, he got bolted towards his office. And I think that's it. When the weekend finally arrived. Oh, he's in his casual outfit, which is like a fucking... Do you see what he's wearing? Look at that sweater. He's wearing such a fucking cute ass sweater. I love salmon with a cute little bear. That's actually a really fucking cute sweater. I would wear that. Hi. As promised, I joined the two of them at the nearby park to teach Hinata how to ride a bike. 本当にかっこいいです. Hinata grinned brightly, gripping the handlebars of the shiny blue bicycle. I nodded and Hinata's grin grew impossibly wider. His big glittering eyes filled me with joy, and I felt profoundly grateful to be with him. I wonder how this is gonna go. Good boy, don't fall. Hinata kicked the ground hard, rolling forward with the bike, and so our bicycle training began. After about an hour,
ひなた、疲れてないか？そろそろ休憩しよう。
僕も喉からから。
向こうの方に自販機があったと思うから買いに行こうか。
やった、リンゴジュースがいいな。
Hinata parked his bike, and the three of us started walking towards the vending machine. I looked around and saw many families playing in the lush park. I wondered if we looked like a family to everyone else, too. Then... we're literally gonna look like a family at this point. Yeah, let's hold hands. I nodded and took hold of his tiny hand. Now we definitely look like a family. It's so cute. With Hinata in the middle, the three of us held hands in a link. Something about it felt embarrassing. My cheeks started feeling hot. Yeah. Hinata suddenly piped up. I asked him what was wrong and he smiled. Hinata? Hinata, what are you saying? What are you doing? Oh, but then we'd be in a circle. That doesn't work. I can't! He's so cute! Yeah, exactly. I completely understood why Higa was so flustered. Holding hands with a kid and holding hands with an adult meant two completely different things. Yeah. Besides, Higa had a wife before. Still, I couldn't bring myself to shake Hinata's hand away when he smiled so innocently. While I remained abashed, Hinata brought her hands together. Oh boy. His hands were long and thin. Damn! What are we saying, girl? What are we saying? And so very warm. Holding his hand made my heart race, causing my palms to sweat, which only made me more nervous. He's so cute, this guy. Yeah, we're good. No more holding hands. I mean, we're good, right? Hinata reluctantly let go of her hands. God damn, I keep pressing the wrong button. Higa smiled apologetically, but I shook my head. I was surprised but that didn't mean... Fucking Christ, I can't even read. I was surprised, but that didn't mean I minded. I couldn't help thinking that he was overdoing it to be courteous. But given our mutual embarrassment, I decided not to push the issue further. Hinata's attention was now wholly absorbed by the juice, and he sprinted to the vending machine. And this is how kids get parents. I mean, yeah, this is how they get parents. They, like, literally push their parent to be with the other person. He got chased after him. I was left there alone, but I was preoccupied with how it felt holding Higa's hand. A few days later... Tainaka-kun. We'd just eaten dinner. I was relaxing in the living room when Tainaka walked in with a mug of steaming tea. Right as I thanked Tainaka, I received a notification on Ring. Cheers. I'm sorry to ask you this so suddenly, but Hinata has been begging to call you. Cute. Oh, that's his. His is like literally a truck in sand, a toy truck. Would that be alright for just a little bit? I placed my phone face down on the arm of the chair, considering how to respond. I wanted to talk, but... Bro, what kind of people do you have around you? Are you that old friend? Tainaka watched me curiously. I shook his head and told him I needed to make a call. Tainaka smirked playfully. Yeah! 彼氏じゃない、彼氏じゃない。楽器、子供です。子供。
あれ、違うんだ。なんかにやけてるし、彼氏からだと思ったんだけどな。
いえ。Tainaka laughed as I covered my face, embarrassed.
うろたえちゃって怪しい。違うんだよね。ごめん。怒らないで。それで誰からのリングだったの
？Coworker? I guess. We'll go with that. It's a coworker. I tried to tell him about Higa Hinata, but my explanation came out jumbled and disorganized. Some kid I found, you know. Now I'm talking to his dad. Hey, I ended up taking you in. This is not unnatural for me, clearly. Tainaka mumbled to himself conspicuously, but he didn't ask any follow-up questions. Tainaka jumped up and strolled through the door, humming to himself. Hi. In a flash, he was gone. Taking a few deep breaths, I replied to Higa and told him it wouldn't be a problem. The phone rang immediately after I sent it. I'm guessing Hinata was like persistently asking. Hey, daijoubu desu. Even through the phone, I can imagine how apologetic Higa looked. I reassured him. After a short pause, I heard Hinata's cheerful voice. Hi, Mosh Mosh! He launched into an excited retelling of his day, including watching the latest episode of Blade Mask. Cute. Oh my god. Yeah, Hinata. It's time to go to bed. Hinata was undoubtedly pouting after his father's suggestion. Hi, Nemri desu. It wasn't actually that late, and I wasn't particularly tired, but I decided to yawn and feign drowsiness for Higa's sake. Oh my god, no, child, no. Bye-bye. Oyasumi nasai. After Hinata's peppy goodbye, Higa came back on the line with the same apologetic tone. It almost felt like he thought he was bothering a stranger, and my heart sank. We'd already spent so much time together, but it felt like there was still a wall between me and Higa. Honto shimashita. After a period of silence, Higa spoke up, concern just edging his voice. I didn't know what to say. I dismissed it, vaguely affirming that I was okay. I hung up and began to think. I suppose it was only natural for there to be a distance between us. Even if we were on good terms because of Hinata, he was still a single father who lost his wife. Girl, he also, you know, lost his wife like 5 years ago. But yeah. And it wasn't as though they got divorced. She passed away. It made sense that he'd hesitate to get close to me. Not only that, but he was also an employee of a business partner. We were like co-workers. Of course I wanted to be friends with him, but there needed to be clear boundaries too. We could still be friends. Right? I would have to be careful not to push things too far with Higa. I was so lost in thought that I forgot about the tea Tainaka made me. By the time I took a sip, it was cold. And we'll be ending. Yes, a spin-off episode? Okay, I'm gonna try and press yes, but, and like, stopping it there, because we're ending the stream here today. We're ending this here. Sorry. Anyways, it's the weekend. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed. Gonna do all this now. But we'll see what we'll be doing next week. I think Saturdays are gonna be for Sympathy Kiss at this point. So we'll be continuing this. But that's for the other days. We'll see. Drawing, crochet, and there is something else I'd like to do, so we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. Can I pause? Switching. Oh. Guys, it's literally not. I was pressing the wrong button. So we're gonna save here because I have no idea what we're doing with this game and what's happening. But when we come back next week, we're gonna have a special episode with Higa. Yeah. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.